Corums Field, set up in 1936, is a private charity-run park and playground in South Camden aimed to provide support for young children in the local community. It is built on the philanthropic ideas of the Foundling Hospital, which in 1739 took in deserted young children and helped treat and educate them, at the same site on which we can today find Corums Fields. Today, this playground helps to improve the standard of living of children in London by providing them with free sports and educational programs, and even a nursery.
When the Foundling Hospital was first built, the GDP per capita, which approximately measures average annual production divided by population, was just starting to take off. The graph representing this dramatic increase in living standards from the 17th century onwards is colloquially known as a hockey stick. However, as we know, GDP per capita only shows the average income of the population, but fails to show its distribution.
Corums Field is thus historically linked to the notion of inequality, as from the creation of the Foundling Hospital to its replacement by Corums Field, there were massive disparities in income in the UK. People were unable to access the same facilities and opportunities as those with a larger disposable income.
Before the 1950s, more than 25% of the UK's population was living in absolute poverty, where access to clean food, shelter, and clothes was uncertain for most families living in such conditions. Without government aid or support, many of these families were stuck in a cycle of poverty for generations.
Having poor education due to their underprivileged background means having poor employment options, which leads to low income and investment opportunities, repeating the cycle of poverty for their next generation. This often translated itself into families not being able to support themselves, and children were tragically abandoned.
This reality is well illustrated by Charles Dickens' novel Oliver Twist, for example. It was only up until after the Second World War, when the UK experienced a decade of sustained economic growth, without the hindrance of an economic recession, did things slowly improve, with the poverty rate dropping to around 10% by the 1960s.
It seems now that Corums Fields has a greater importance in recent times. Austerity measures have led to the closure of over 600 youth centres between 2012 and 2016, leaving many children vulnerable. From 2010, child poverty has also risen, with 600,000 children having fallen into relative poverty since then. With its respectable £2 million in annual expenditures, Corums Fields thus still plays a very big role in fighting poverty, and is an emblem for the battle for better public services.